All right, ever since Benjamin Franklin invented bifocals back in 1784, wearing them meant you couldn't look down at objects more than a couple feet below your head, you know, the shoes, the ground, some simple stuff like that, because you're going to experience some blurred or distorted vision. Now, the same often goes for those progressive lenses, but come June now, this all may be a thing of the past. That's when a company called Pixel Optics plans to release Empower. That's a line of electronic eyeglasses that lets wearers toggle between two prescriptions electronically. Joining me now to tell me about this technology is Mark Graham, Director of Electronic Frame Development and Design at Pixel Optics. Sir, hello to you. Are you wearing some of them right now?
I sure am, TJ. Thank you for having me, by the way.
Those look pretty good. I was worried about what they might look like. You hear bifocals and then you hear this new technology. So those look pretty good, but how's the technology actually work?
Yeah, it's funny, you know, to answer your question about looking good, that's the first thing people think about is, will it look like something that has a large battery pack in it or whatever, but opposite of that, these are quite fashionable. They look like any designer frame on the market there. But how it works is there's basically three components to the Empower technology. Okay. One is the electronic lens, which is the most important component to it. And that electronic lens has liquid crystal embedded in the center of the lens. Now, that liquid crystal reacts to the electricity that is generated from the frame and electronic module. The electronic module is the second part of it, and the electronic module senses the touch. You simply touch your temple to turn the lens on, you can touch it to turn it off, or you can swipe it to put it in the automatic mode, and I'll talk about that a little bit later. And then, of course, the third component is the electronic frame. The frame is very sophisticated in that it can hold the electronic module and properly seat the electronic lenses to make this all work.
Okay, Mark, let me understand here. You just touch it. How quickly does it switch to that other prescription?
It switches very quickly. In fact, when I touch this and I'm turning on my reading portion, as I did right there, it switches in 7 milliseconds. That's faster than you can blink an eye. In fact, it's 3 times faster than you can blink your eye. And then the same thing in turning it off. When I swipe it to put it in the automatic mode, it reacts just as quickly. And when I say automatic mode, that means that there's an accelerometer in the temple here, and that accelerometer senses head tilt. So if I'm somebody that is constantly looking down and then looking up at my computer screen, I don't want to have to go on and off and on and off. I simply swipe the temple, put it in the automatic mode, I look down, automatically the reading portion comes on, I look up, it turns off. It's absolutely fascinating.
Of course, the accelerometer. Of course, it's all in the accelerometer.
Exactly.
All right, tell me here, though, it seems to be running on battery power, so how long can a charge last you?
A charge will get you about 3 to 4 days. What you do with Empower frames is you put them in your charger just the same way as you would your iPad or your iPod or your cell phone. You put them in your charger at night, charge them overnight, and that'll give you 3 to 4 days of continuous use.
All right, Mark, so here's the question now. How much is this going to set us back?
They're about 30% a premium over regular progressive lenses in a quality frame that you would buy today. But you know, when you think about that, and that's about $1,200, when you think about that, you got to remember that with this technology, you're losing the distortion that is inherent with progressive lenses. You also have that accelerometer, which allows you to turn it on and off automatically when you're looking up and down. You have very sophisticated technology into these frames, into this eyewear. So that 30% premium, I think, is well worth it. And I'll tell you this, I've been wearing these Empower frames and lenses for about 6 months. And prior to that, I wore regular progressive lenses. And I got to tell you, after wearing these, I would never go back to regular progressive because these are absolutely the greatest thing on the market right now. In fact,
you also work for the company, Mark. Come on.
Yes, I do.
Come on. Okay, but you think people are going to want to shell out $1,200 plus for these? And I know you talk about a 30% print, but you can get some cheaper, quite frankly, bifocals out there. It's more than a 30% premium. What's wrong with just the old school? You know, people have been doing it like that way for a long time.
Well, you know, with Empower, we correct 2 of the problems that are inherent with progressive lenses and or bifocals. One of them is with progressive lenses, remember, you have a lot of distortion on the outer edges, on the peripheral area of your vision there. So that's why when you go to an optometrist or your eye care professional and you get prescribed progressive lenses, they always tell you to point where you're looking. Don't look out to the left or right because you'll have distortion. And the second thing is that With progressive lenses or bifocals, you always have that reading portion there, so you can't turn it off. So it's a safety issue. When you're walking downstairs, you're looking through the reading portion of that lens, which can be very dangerous for somebody that's older. Now, it's somebody that's golfing like me. As a matter of fact, I just came back from Hilton Head, South Carolina. When you're golfing and you're using regular progressive edition lenses or bifocals, you're looking down and you're looking through the reading portion of that lens, and that's probably why in the past couple of years when I was wearing progressives, I was having to yell "for" a lot to the people on the other fairways.
Yeah, blame it on the glasses. Blame it on the glasses
Exactly.
for the golf game.
Could have been my clubs too.
This is some fascinating stuff. We will see if there is a market for them, and maybe more people want them. Maybe the prices start to come down, but some people may be willing to shell out that $1,200. But Mark Graham, we appreciate you taking the time and explaining this to us. Fascinating stuff for our Big Eye today. Thanks so much.
Thank you very much, TJ.
Now, for more on these bifocals and all of the Big Eyes, you can visit the blog, cnn.com/alley.